My God, isn't she beautiful? Hey, how's it going, guys? My name is Jackie Fish, and welcome back to another Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlord video. Today, we are diving in with an updated look at the Europe map that has currently been in development for a little while now. This is being made by one guy for basically other mod teams who are much smaller and maybe don't have the time or assets to put into creating a European map, for them to go ahead and use alongside kind of, I guess, the normal just Bannerlord campaign in Europe. And it's really awesome. The guy has been putting in so much work to go ahead and create this, so I'll leave a link to his channel where he streams, and also to his Discord. Definitely go check him out, definitely go show him some love, because yeah, he is putting in so much work to create this. And again, he has no plans on really incorporating it in a lot of stuff that he does. He's going to be giving this out to other mod teams that can just use it and have fun with it, which is, yeah, that's absolutely insane and awesome. So you guys may remember the last time we looked at this, basically France was pretty much done, Spain was done, and some of the Azori lands in North Africa were done, but that was about it. Now every single settlement has been placed on the map, which is really cool. On top of that, a ton more kind of, I guess, foliage and kind of points of interest have also been added. So what we'll do today is we'll basically just take a quick little look at all the points of interest, as well as take a look at where all the settlements are placed. So let's go ahead and start off with North Africa, because this is one of the ones that was pretty much done from the beginning when I first took a look, but we have had some more details being added to it, which is really, really cool. And as you can see, we've got some nice new floral designs with the trees. So new trees have been added, giving it a nice little extra feel to it, which is really, really cool. And as the Azori, you can see we do have the northern parts of the map set up. Lots of mountainous areas, mountain passes that you're going to have to try and defend and push back. And we also do now have these movable routes as well. Let me just avoid the bandits, where you can basically go ahead and get from one part of the map to another with this cool little boat that does move around as well, kind of simulating that you are being traveled across the sea by the ferry. So that's going to give the AI a much easier time of things, of actually getting from one point to another, and for them to understand. Then we of course have Spain over here. Spain again was one of the places that were pretty much done. Again, heavily mountainous, not much farmland around the mountains, but they also have a lot of forest. They've got Portugal here as well. So yeah, Spain's going to be basically a fortress island in a sense, because there's only there's two ways in there, and you can go around the Pyrenees as well. But yeah, it's very fortifiable. You can get on these bridges, hold in the mountains, and basically push back any invaders. So it's going to make for an interesting task. They are sandwiched between both the Azori and the Valandians in France, so they're going to be having a little bit of a hard time with things, but I think the terrain is definitely in their favor. Then we have France, a very kind of flat land, kind of rivers and forests set up around the map itself. And again, here is one of the other points of interest. I will just go to daytime really quickly. We'll TP over here so I don't get hit by bandits, and we'll just switch over to daytime so you guys can see it. So we have some really cool kind of like design set up, and there's going to be a handful of these scattered throughout the campaign map itself. Which is really, really cool. Yeah, there's also an alternative crossing somewhere here as well. Yeah, look at Ox Hill as well. I really like here. Looks very, very cool indeed. And look at this mountain pass going in through the Pyrenees. Like, there's small details like this, which is really cool. And I think will make the campaign map very, very interesting indeed. But yeah, you have France set up right here, looking very cool. You got like kind of where Paris would be set up. Again, very medieval looking for the Valandians, with the mountains down to the south of France as well. And there's a few other interesting castles as well as you go like into the Alps as well, again, which will make for just really interesting campaign gameplay. That is for sure. And a nice little French castle here to stop the British invasions across there. Then as we go to Britannia, again, you're going to have a kind of like a mountainous forest area set up with, kind of lakes scattered through, waterfalls, and other such stuff. When you go into stuff like Wales, is going to be, kind of, again, very mountainous. And I think this mod would definitely lend itself to, like, a lot of rebellions and other stuff like that, as it will just create kind of unique and interesting factions. Have Hadrian's Wall in the north as we go into Scotland, and a few Scottish settlements. And we also, of course, have Ireland as well. Ireland generally does get forgotten in a lot of mods like this, but it's really cool to see that we do have a pretty dominant Britannian Irish lands right there. And we'll have to see how the AI does handle two kind of like paths moving in from one side to another, so they can come in and help out. Then as we go into like, I guess was this for Northern Empire, Western Empire, I can never, yeah, Northern Empire right here. We do have, of course, a beautiful windmill. You couldn't basically have the Dutch lands without a windmill right there. And yeah, the Northern Empire is going to basically be taken up where the HRE is. You got a lot of the rivers coming in, the Danube and the Danube. Danube's over here, right? Yeah, this is Danube, right? I can never remember. The Danube is the long one going down here. Is it here or here? I can literally never remember the rivers. I always get mixed up with the Danube and the Danube. But we do have the Northern Empire up here. And their main strength is, of course, going to be the Alps, shielding them from the south. The Alps has a few places where I really love how intimidating these mountains do look. They truly are, you know, they truly are the Alps, as you can see them. And there are several fortresses set up deep in the Alps as well. And again, I love the way that the modder has created these mountain passes. I think they feel very much like that, like these kind of thin, windy rivers. Again, the AI can kind of jump up these, but again, that's, you know, work in progress. I'm sure, you know, when the Nev mesh is made, which is currently what the main task the modder is currently working on, that'll be a lot harder to kind of navigate that and make their way up. But yeah, we'll talk about that in a second. So again, the Northern Empire is set up in Germany and the other kind of Dutch lands and you know, Belgium and stuff like that. Then we have Italy, again, another mountainous area, you know, kind of guarded by the Alps. And honestly, I think that, you know, this will be a really strong faction, because even though you are bordered with the Kuzites, the Northern Empire, you're basically bordered with everybody. You know, there's a lot of room for expansion in other places that you can get stuck in. And again, I think this would be a really cool place to like start off on Sicily in Poros, and, you know, basically go ahead and like build your own empire from here. You know, there's some really nice, interesting places to start your own kingdom. And of course, you have Sardinia and Corsica as well. Again, a really cool place to go and start your own kingdom. You take Syros and then you take Lavinia Castle, and there's only one way in. You could hold the line. Super cool stuff right there. And we have kind of, you know, another point of interest right here. We have you know, Venice basically set up, looking very cool. Yeah, very cool indeed. And yeah, but obviously we do have the mountain fortresses as well in the Alps, set up in all their kind of glory for all the factions. So controlling them will be very important. We, of course, have the Sturgians up in the Scandinavians up here, so a pretty strong force right there. Not too much detail, well, I mean, obviously a lot of detail up here, but not too many points of interest at the moment up here. I'm assuming we will go ahead and get a lot more like roads and stuff scattered throughout the campaign map later on down the line. I think that's going to be a very interesting task, because I imagine in places like Britain, or like, maybe not Britain, but, you know, places that weren't Romanized, we'll see a lot more dirt roads and tracks, and then, you know, maybe we'll see a lot more like kind of Romanized stone roads going throughout, you know, Europe, where the Romans basically to all the main settlements, and then maybe like dirt roads going to all the minor ones and the castles and stuff. So that'll be really interesting. And again, I think roads add a really big amount of detail, and we're starting to see, you know, the modder is, you know, very intent on adding this kind of flavor to the campaign map, which is absolutely awesome. It's great to see, and it does add lots. Like, these small details like this are really cool. I mean, hopefully maybe, you know, one time modders can make this like interactable, and, you know, an actual, you know, place where maybe you get quests from, or, you know, other stuff like that would be really cool to see. So obviously we have the Kuzites as well. We have a few interesting settlements. You kind of got their capital right here, looking very nice with the surrounding areas. And I believe you can traverse this. Yeah, you can traverse all this terrain. So it's a nice way the modder has created this for sure. Then in the south as well, yeah, we have a nice little rock face right there. Yeah, look at that. That's a really cool kind of like mining operation going on. So again, lots of, you know, very cool detail being added to the mod. Yeah, and obviously because Kuzites up here as well. Again, I really like the way the modder has kind of created these lanes and other stuff, and when roads are implemented, I'm sure we'll see a lot more detail. But yeah, so right now, the main crux of the mod is done. All the settlements are placed. Enough detail has been added for people to play it. However, the main task, and something that the modder is currently working on, it's a very long and arduous journey, is creating the Nev mesh. And if you guys don't know what the Nev mesh is, basically it basically is the I guess the underlying campaign map that basically shows the AI where everything is, where they can go, how they get to places. You basically have to go through the entire map and but you basically go through and like label stuff, you know. Yeah, I'll put a screenshot on your screen right now, and I think right now only the Azerai land is done, but you basically have to show that's a mountain, that's a tree, that's how you get from, you know, from this point to this point, you know, this is the way through. Oh, you can't go in the water, you're not allowed in the water, AI. You know, if you want to go to this place, you have to do that, and you basically have to do that for the entire map, so that the AI doesn't get confused, and also I guess for the player as well, so the player you know, doesn't kind of glitch their way up on top of a mountain like we saw in the mountain passes. That also has to have like no-go zones, so the AI, you know, can't make their way up there. And kind of basically kind of detail them paths on how to get to places, and yeah, like stop players from being able to do this, because you know this will be given a no-go zone, so the AI and the player can't do that, and then they'll have to follow, you know, this long, windy mountain pass. So that's currently what the modder is doing. As you guys can see, or would have seen from the screenshot, the modder has done about half of the Azerai land, so still plenty left to go as he kind of fills out the rest of the campaign map. But yeah, hopefully once that's done, we might get our first playable version of the mod, which is really, really exciting because that's kind of the most important. And then there's still lots more to be added to the map, but you know, that's kind of the main thing. Once the Nevmash is done, the campaign map will be a lot more functional, and the AI will have a lot of an easier task of kind of navigating it, and you'll be able to play at least a functioning campaign, probably with a fair amount of bugs. But there we have it, guys. That is going to be the Europe campaign map. That is, as I said, currently still a work in progress. Make sure to go show Lemmy some love, because yeah, he's putting in a lot of time, like hundreds of hours into making this. So yeah, it's really cool, and he definitely deserves, yeah, to get some more love. And you know, just getting people dropping in on his stream saying keep it up, good job, or comments on his videos. As a content creator myself, like, it does go a long way. So please do go show him some love. Because yeah, this is such an awesome project, and yeah, again, it's a mod that is designed primarily for other people to use it. So it's not even he's creating it for his own mod or anything like that. You know, it's for teams, you know, like Eagle Rising, who don't plan on making their own campaign map, for someone to maybe make a conversion for the Europe, so we can have the Romans, the Gauls, and everything on a European map. That'd be super dope. So yeah, go show him some love. Drop a like down and a comment down below if you want me to keep you updated with this, and obviously let you guys know exactly when this is ready for you guys to play. And I'll see you guys in the next one.